There is only one way to get sober permanently for good. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is in this video. And I bet before I do, there's going to be lots of people outraged by that headline. And there's going to be comments going, you can't say that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. To get sober, you have to make sobriety your main thing for at least a year. That's what you have to do. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Alcohol has been your main thing for a long time. By that, what I mean by that is really it's about bandwidth, right? How much time and energy and money do you spend drinking, thinking about drinking, thinking about not drinking, and recover from drinking? So a lot of you watching this is still like, you've got your jobs, you've got your family, you go on nice holidays, all that kind of thing. That's my client group, by the way. On the outside, everything looks fine. I know some of you watching this, maybe you've lost jobs or families, all that kind of stuff, and drinking has taken a lot. But for the most part, we can live fairly busy lives. We can get a lot done, but we can still sacrifice a lot of bandwidth to alcohol. Bandwidth is energy and space to think thoughts, right? If you're watching this, no matter how it shows up, I'm going to say alcohol takes up a lot of your time, right? It's a big part of your life. Probably all your socializing is around alcohol. And if there's an opportunity to insert alcohol, it's going to be inserted, right? If there's an opportunity to have a legitimate drink, you're going to have a legitimate drink. And I want to tell you what I mean by that, like a legitimate drink. What drinkers love the most is we love it when normal rules don't apply. We love it. We want to drink with impunity. We want to drink when we want to drink, how we want to drink, as much as we want to drink, right? So Christmas holidays, big time for that, because you can drink at lunchtime, you can drink when you see that person, you can drink mimosas in the morning on Christmas Day when you're unwrapping presents, right? That's what drinkers do. That's just what we do. We insert alcohol in all kinds of places. And the reason we do that is because we want to drink, right? Any opportunity. Another good example of this is when you go to an airport, right? Going on holiday, you can have a drink at 6 a.m. because you're going on holiday. It's allowed. So my point being, alcohol's taken up a lot of space in your life. Sobriety has to do the same. Sobriety has to take up space in your life, and you need to make, if you want to be successful at it, you're going to have to make it your main thing. And I'll explain exactly what I mean by that. It needs to be a priority for you. Of course, you're going to have to work and see to your kids if you have kids and fold your laundry, right? All those things have to get done. But the work of sobriety needs to be your priority after those kind of essential keep life running activities have taken place. It's not something you can just do for a few days and think it's sorted, right? The best way to look at this is it's really like exercise, you know? You can go to the gym intensively for a week and you'll feel better because you're exercising, but nothing's going to really change in a week, is it? You're not going to be toned. You're not going to be much fitter, right? I mean, that's a good, go to the gym, but it's not in a week. It's not, we all know that it takes a bit longer than that, right? So to really see some effects from going to the gym, we need to be consistent. Consistency over intensity. And that's what a lot of people do with sobriety. They do intensity over consistency. A lot of people are getting ready to do dry January, like that's intensity, right? To do dry January, I've done it for 31 days and I proved to myself that I don't have an alcohol problem because I did dry January, right? And then they just go back to how things were. So if you want to change your fitness and your body, you're going to have to take several months of consistently doing things, doing exercises when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to, pushing yourself a little further each time, learning things as you go, changing your approach, changing, working on your form, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm going to say at the end of several months, let's say 6 months, you'd probably really begin to notice a change, as might other people, right? You notice you're more flexible, you're fitter, you know, you're noticing some muscle definition, right? It feels good. But we all know it's going to take several months. It's not going to happen in a week. Sobriety is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It's just going to take a while of doing those things. You're going to need to get some education. You're going to have to learn some things, learn about what's really, really going on. By the way, I have tons of videos about that. And I also have a little program. If you want to get started, check the link below. It'll help you get started. Lots of information in there. So you're going to have to learn some things. I remember when I first got sober, gosh, you know, reading books, talking to people, I was like all the time, like, oh my God, oh my God. And like people would say things like I'd never heard before, never even considered. And my mind would be blown. And it's like, that just makes so much sense. Oh my God, that's me. That's what's happening. And that will happen like a lot in the first year. You're going to, so get some information, get as much information as possible, right? But you need to do more than information. Information will not keep you sober. Information is really helpful, but it will not keep you sober. You want to connect with other people. That's really helpful. Other people on the same path, people a bit further ahead of you, super helpful. Makes things a lot easier if you can do that. So finding a community, making friends in that community, again, takes time. It just takes time showing up, allowing people to know you. I've run groups online and in person for years and years, and I just love seeing those relationships unfold. And I have clients of mine who have gone on vacation together, have met at different events, have passed through people's cities, and just seen really genuine connections and friendships grow. It's really nice. So those things you need to do. Then you also need some kind of program. You need a practice, right? Like with exercise, are you going for strength? Are you going to be doing yoga? Are you doing CrossFit? Again, they're all different methods that get you to the same place, right? It depends on your health and body and what's going on with your life, right? I didn't do CrossFit, but I did, like, I don't know what they called it, to be honest, but 20 years ago. What is it? It's not, I like CrossFit. You do all these different things. Anyway, don't do that anymore. I used to run. I don't run anymore. Do different things now, right? Different things. Same result. They get you fitter. They get you stronger. Sobriety is exactly the same, right? Pick something, and there are so many different programs and methods out there. Pick something and stay with it. Now, this is what I see people do, is they just do the next shiny object, and they do intensity over consistency. They do that thing, they join it, they go, they do it for a bit, feel a bit better, and then they stop doing it. And then they kind of go back to how they were, and then they do that thing, and they do that thing for a bit, right? It's like, stay with it. Like, do all of it. If you're going to join a program, for instance, like 12-step program or Smart Recovery or Women for Sobriety or Celebrate Recovery, like there's all these different programs. Do it all. Don't just show up and do a little bit of it and expect it to work, right? Stay with it, commit to it, do it even when you don't want to do it, when you don't feel like doing it. Do it when it doesn't even seem to be working, right? You can have days like that in the gym. Does not seem to be working, right? But if you keep going, you will get results. So pick a program. By the way, that's why I wrote my book. Let me just do a quick plug for that. Soberful. It's a program. 5 pillars of sobriety. It's all in there. You might want to get it. Pick a program and do all of it and keep doing it until you know it really well. And then look back and go, have things changed? Do I feel better? Has my life improved, right? Do a proper evaluation. Has this benefited me? Right? That's how you get sober. So some of the people who maybe wrote a comment or two are going to think that I'm telling you this is the method, right? You have to do this. I'm not saying that, because I've seen people get sober in lots of different methods, but what those people all have in common is consistency. They have kept going. They have continued the practices that they have learned from those methods. They have stayed connected with community, and they have prioritized it. They have made it like their main focus, their most important thing. Because the thing is with sobriety, it's not, I mean, okay, you've heard me say this. Sobriety is 10% not drinking alcohol, 90% emotional sobriety. All emotional sobriety is, it's really personal development. It's the development of oneself. It's growth. It's understanding yourself better. It's kind of working on your behavior a bit. It's kind of all of that kind of stuff, right? And that takes time. You need a mentor, practice, all, and it's just so worth it, because those things will help you grow and change and learn how to manage your emotions so you don't have to default to alcohol. What a lot of us have done is we've defaulted to alcohol to manage how we feel. So wherever you are in your sober journey, hopefully you've heard something that makes the difference here. This is a really, people, if you've watched this far into the video, right, nobody shows up in front of me by accident. No one. Nobody, I've not had anyone show up in front of me and I've gone, your drinking's fine, what you're doing, right? You are either curious or you've been at this a while trying to figure out, like, what is it? What is it? I've just told you everything that I know of over 24 years. That is what it is. It is consistency over intensity. It's that you have to make this your main focus. Look for mentors, right? Look for people who have what you want. Look for people who are not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. And I'm just going to say this, you're going to have to there's quite a lot of sober influences on social media. You need to look a bit deeper than that, right? It's very, people can put a snazzy post up on Instagram, but are not necessarily emotionally sober. Because where we want to get to is emotional sobriety. That's the point of this. And because anybody can stop drinking, you've done it. Stopping drinking is really, really easy. You've done it for a day, a week, a month, done your dry January, whatever, right? It's staying stopped. It's staying stopped that is the challenge. And to stay stopped, you must be emotionally sober. There's no other way. And emotional sobriety does not happen in a week or a month. You'll feel better if you do these things. You'll feel better if you have a practice of emotional sobriety. You will definitely feel better, but it's going to take longer than that for things to really change. And I don't think enough people say that, right? I think there's a lot of quick fixes. We know it, right? There's a lot of quick fixes. Getting fit, getting healthy, it just takes time. It takes consistency. It takes dedication. It's the same with sobriety. There's no quick fix for this, but I want to leave you with this, because this bit is the important bit. The journey, it's so worth it. The journey is so, so, so worth it. What I would never wish what I went through on my kids, but what I would wish on them is the growth and learning that I got from the experiences I went through in changing myself. Like, I changed myself. I changed how I showed up in the world. I changed how I thought. I changed how I perceived things, and I changed the results and outcomes that I got. Learning that, everything I had to do to learn that was so worth it. And I want you to have that experience. So there is only one way to get sober, and it's to make this your main thing. Check the link below. It will help you. See you soon.